Greetings and welcome to Success Formula Show. I am Muhammad Yusuf, host of Success Formula Show. Today we have very amazing personality with us, and he has an amazing idea. Okay, she is impact entrepreneur, human capital builder, and licensed social worker. And she is also a founder and chief operating officer at Milan Global. Give me a warm welcome to our today's guest, Malini Shri Krishna. Welcome, Malini.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for showing up on this show. Let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Okay, so I was born and brought up in Bengaluru, India. That's where I'm based right now. I was raised by my parents, chosen family members, and community to understand basically the deep imbalances that exist in our society. So this has always been my driving force and my favorite challenge today that for us to overcome as a society, because the journey itself is so full of life. We're living in a world that's extremely dehumanizing. People have put a lot of money, time, and effort into dehumanizing others through systems such as caste, race, the education system as a whole, right? This was something that I always understood was the most challenging and important issue for humanity to address. And while I did my background I studied social work, I went to Ohio State, I got a full ride to go there and study social work. I studied some economics, and I'm a licensed social worker. It was entrepreneurship that allowed me to become fully human and cultivate this life that I'm building on self awareness, on social awareness. So I left India when I got a full scholarship to Ohio State. And then I studied also religious studies on top of that, which was totally random, but somehow it ended up with me going to Harvard Divinity School, where I studied spiritual leadership, entrepreneurship, liberation studies. Basically, how do you build something that deeply takes into account the different walks of life and experiences that human beings have and allows them to leverage those experiences to transform themselves, their company, their country, the world, right? And my journey has been quite random, but also very intentional. I've had different opportunities, and I've used those opportunities to build my intellect, to spiritually cultivate myself, to become more self aware, and to just learn more and more about who I am and what I want to be doing with this life, right? And so I always knew that I would come back to India. I'm a strong believer that change starts at home, and the community you grew up in is the community you are responsible for. I think there are various situations that lead to people having to disregard that because sometimes it's just you need to leave and you need something different. But to me, it's always been really important. I feel a deep sense of responsibility towards the community I was born into, to the community that I grew up with, to the people who I call today my family and friends. So I would say that my story is actually just beginning, but everything till now was just training and preparation for the current chapter, which is running Milan Global, creating a sustainable youth workforce so that 10 years from now, every single day, what we have done from today is to build a very capable team of young people, whether that's 10 or 100 or 1,000 or a million, who are all extremely efficient at addressing complicated problems that human beings are highly emotional about, but they understand how to be logical and practical while also managing their emotions.
You have an amazing story starting from the small village of India, Bangalore, and moved to USA, and now it's time to give back.
Yeah, Bangalore is a city, though. It is a very innovative city and it keeps growing, and it's a beautiful place for anyone who is interested in launching something totally out there.
Amazing, wonderful. Okay, Malini, what are the top three success secrets which others can get as a cheat sheet and implement right now in their business?
What I would say the beauty and why we teach students through startups is entrepreneurship, particularly, is a unique type of business, right? It's building a business and it requires not just technical skills, but life skills. So these top three secrets are for entrepreneurs, but also human beings, because those two overlap, right? Entrepreneurship is like an ultimate way to be human and vulnerable and make mistakes and still do the thing. So the first is, I would say, even if something is not your fault, whenever you can, take responsibility for it. So there's this huge wave of self-victimization that has been validated by Instagram, by social media, and it is something I go completely against, because if we teach people to be comfortable with the areas in which they're being victimized, then they'll always have that self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So the first is, even if something isn't your fault, someone did something to you, a bad circumstance happened, take responsibility. Nobody else is going to do that for you. The world is not fair, the world is not nice, but it can be very fun when you start taking responsibility. Even if it hurts, it'll make you stronger. And strength is not something bad, it is something good. Two is entrepreneurship is a team sport. Okay, so we all think about solo founders, we all think about solo folks, but I'm sure as even running a podcast and all the other things I'm sure you do, it is a team sport. Without a team, you're going to be very lonely, and you're likely, even if you succeed, for that success to feel like failure and loneliness. And third, self-awareness is key to making sure your own emotions don't betray you. Otherwise, we don't realize on a regular basis how much our emotions are betraying us. So self-awareness is key to avoid being betrayed by your own emotions. It'll still happen sometimes, but if you're cultivating self-awareness, it'll be easier to forgive yourself or not even be in a position where you think about, feel bad about it.
Thank you so much for sharing your success secrets, and it's important for every entrepreneur these days. Okay. And what are your future plans to grow your business?
So I guess the future plans to grow to business is the same plan from day one, but we've gotten better at implementing and understanding it. So it's to bring on as many people who are exceptionally motivated to transform themselves and the world around them. So they don't have to be exceptional, but they have to show exceptional motivation. So our goals are really, we have set some goals, some OKRs, objectives, and key results, a system that many companies use. And we want to stay really focused on those goals while being comfortable with the fact that they need to evolve as the situation and world evolves.
Wonderful. And what challenges are you facing right now in your business?
Okay, I think it's as a founder and my business partner Samarth, we are co-founders and we run more than one initiative together, but Milan is the core of our business. It's really difficult to let go of responsibilities that we've spent a lot of time learning how to take properly. But we have to let go of them, so because our focus needs to be working on the business rather than so much in the business, especially after we've spent these 3 years really working in the business. And so that's the biggest challenge, is learning as founders to focus more on the business than in the business, and to let our people do their thing. And they're all awesome. So we are definitely the ones who need to grow.
Yes, wonderful. And what is the single most failure in your professional life? What lesson have you learned and how did you recover from it?
I feel I'm young to answer this question, but I guess it'll change every year because the failures will increase as the stakes increase, and therefore the lessons will increase. But I would say the biggest failure in my professional life was not trusting my gut and experiencing imposter syndrome, thinking because of my age, because of my identity, because of something, I wasn't fit to do something. But the truth is, nobody is fit to do shit. Okay. Like, we all got to figure it out, right? Based on what we feel driven to do. And we all got to take responsibility for the consequences that come from it. So I think not trusting my gut, and it's this January summer, actually, we growth coach each other a lot as partners. And he spoke to me about that. He said, we just really got to stop doubting ourselves. And that really touched me. And I realized, like, my life changed so much when I stopped doubting myself, when I stopped thinking, oh, why do you think this? No, my instincts are pretty good. And even if they're not, that's like the one of the gifts that I've been given, and I need to use them and learn from using them, trial and error. So it was not trusting my gut, it was feeling imposter syndrome. But now I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to be honest about who I am, what I bring to the table, and do my best, and that's good.
Yeah, make mistakes as much as you can in the early stage of your life and keep going.
Yeah.
Okay. And who is your ideal client?
So for the B2C, our ideal client is a young person who is exceptionally motivated to change their life situation or to learn new skills, but they have to show they will go out of their way for an opportunity to do that, because talent is everywhere in this country, in this world, but opportunity is not. And we want the people who really want that opportunity, and are willing to do the work to get it, own it, and grow it. And on our B2C, we are looking for entrepreneurs and innovators who are creating very different cutting edge projects, nonprofits. Right now, we are working with folks who have just raised money, because that is a time that has a lot of our clients, we've seen it has a lot of issues that come up for the founders, the team. There's many tensions. So we offer them a team alignment session, and then we execute on their digital marketing, on their human resources, whatever they require. And so, yeah, our ideal customer is entrepreneurs and innovators who are running very impactful initiatives, building new technologies and implementing them, who need someone to help them tell their story better and build their team better, and just somebody to be there for them and genuinely care as if their priorities are our only priorities.
And which CRM are you using right now for your business?
We use Notion actually for everything because it's an extremely flexible tool that has our product database, that has our CRM, that has just all of our personal task workflows and things like that. So we use Notion, but we hope to scale up into another application once we fully understand what our internal workflow looks like.
People who are watching this right now, how can they support you?
People watching this right now, how they can support me is definitely follow us and stay tuned with my profile, with Milan Global, with Samarth Balagar on LinkedIn and on Instagram, where we keep posting new positions. Every week, there's at least one new position that comes out. So I encourage the right people to apply who would really like to work at a startup environment. And surely just reach out if there's something that you heard that you'd like to talk about more. If you want to join our community, it's very fluid and open right now. And in the months to come, it'll become more and more solid, those pathways to join. But if you are exceptionally motivated and you want to be a part of this movement to build entrepreneurship and innovation in our world and make amazing products, not just possibilities, but probabilities, then reach out to me. And you can follow me on any of these platforms, connect with me, and I'm more than happy to talk to someone who really wants to see the change happen. So our website is milanglobal.in. milanglobal.in. Right now, you will see the Career Accelerator mainly, which is the skilling program that we use for our youth internally.
Wow. What would you say as final words?
I guess the final word would be there's no final word except those that we construct as final in our minds. So I guess the final word would be energy can't be created or destroyed. Life cannot be created or destroyed. It just keeps evolving. Everything is cyclical. This is maybe the end of this podcast for us, but the beginning of a journey for someone else. So embrace your evolution, all of the growing pains, and embrace your life. Do not give in to dehumanization. Do not ever let someone tell you your worth. Do not ever think you can tell someone else their worth. Embrace your humanity and your life and do good by it. Live by it, even when it's a difficult choice, especially when it's a difficult choice.
Yeah, thank you so much, Malini, for sharing your wisdom with us on behalf of Integrated Success Formula and my entire team. Stay blessed. Have a good day.
Thank you so much. It was so good to meet you, Yusuf.